I ran 100 Trialmasters to test out the new Ultimatum Scarab of dueling. It is important to run 8 modded maps since quantity does affect the amount of tainted catalysts dropped. It doesn't affect the amount of other catalysts dropped. For example, Prismatic, Fertile, all the other ones will only ever drop in a stack of 10 along with the tainted catalysts. It will never be higher, it will never be lower. I ran 100 and it was always 10 no matter what, so I'm confident in saying that. This is the tree, I'll put it in the description, but the idea is as much quant as you can get, Eater of Worlds, clear the full 8 modded map and get quant altars, and then clear the Trial Master. Here's the Wealthy Exile real quick. It doesn't include the helmets and the rings because the helmet has an implicit, a corrupted implicit that can make the worth much higher. I didn't get any good implicits, so I'm not actually adding any helmets into the profit calculations. Same with rings, I price checked them all, so I'm just counting them both for zero. Chaos. The investment was 18.5 divines. I only used one scarab. So went in 8 modded map, one scarab, quant map, device craft for free, and 18 divines investment. I ended up making 45 divines from catalysts alone. I am not counting miscellaneous catalysts. There's 850 of them, catalysts under 2C. If you want to count them, if you want to sell them, just count this as an extra 850C. I'm not counting them though, I'm only counting tainted, prismatics, and fertiles. You get almost 1,200 tainteds. I saw a post on Reddit at the start of the league where someone ran 100 trial masters and they got 500, so I can only assume they weren't running 8 modded maps, and that can show you the massive difference that quantity makes. It's double, it's a couple dozen of divines more in tainted catalyst, so really I can't stress it enough. If you are going to do this, do run 8 modded maps. I didn't drop a single hate forge. From what I've seen, the drop rate for Hate Forge is below 1%. That's what people believe. I don't know if it's fully confirmed, but this is pretty much, expected. Again, not pricing the rings, not pricing the helmets. I did price the cane or whatever it's called. It was 10C per, just 100C. If you don't want to sell those, just minus 100C. And the shields, from what I've seen, it's about an 8% chance to drop. So I realistically got pretty lucky here. I should have only dropped, I don't know, less than 10. I dropped 12. It's at 4 divines each. You can sell it for like 4.2, but I'm just going to sell them for 4. And the total from that is 488.7 divines. Combine it, it's 93.7 divines total. 75.2 divines profit minus the investment, which is at 5 minutes per map. Again, because you do have to clear the entire map, it can take a while. It's 11 divines an hour or 9 divines an hour profit. However, a few days ago I uploaded a video where I did 100 ultimatums fully juiced, and I made a spreadsheet of it. It's right here linked. And the amount of money I made in that was insane. It was around 230 divines, and since I am only running one scarab here, I can essentially combine the two results minus a bit. I'll explain that in a bit, and see how much money you can make from just fully juiced ultimatums, assuming you can defeat the trial master and not lose because it is a steep investment, so losing would kind of hurt. So, updated prices, it was 230 divines when I did it a few days ago. It's now up to 250. Is that 7 divines profit because divines have dropped in value. I'm going to minus 15% of the money made because you do have to minus one ultimatum scarab of bribing to actually fit in the dueling. And then I'm also going to minus a 30 flat divines from this profit made from the other experiment because you do have to complete inscribed ultimatums to get that. And you can get around 200 of the 230 divines and around 80 inscribed ultimatums, and then the other 30 divines would come from a few hundred inscribed ultimatums, which are just not running. So after minusing the 15%, after minusing the 30 divs, it's around 179 divines from this strategy, which again, description, link in the description so you know what strategy I'm talking about. And when combined with the 93.7 divines from the Trial Masters, you make a lot more. It's 8 hours and 20 minutes to run the maps. I know this from the Trialmasters. And it's 4 hours to run the inscribed ultimatums to get this 180 divine majority. 12 hours 20 in total. So when combining both strats, aka full ultimatum juicing, it's 272 divines made, 192.7 divines profit total. At the time it takes to run, 22 divines an hour, 15.5 divines an hour profit total. Ultimatum is probably one of the best non-tier 17 currency makers to do. It does require a steep investment, and more than that, it does require a crazy build to not die. I even died like twice. I had to redo those maps, and I have like 70k HP, Mage Blood, all that stuff. If you do want to run this, I'll say what you should have. You should have Hinder immunity, Corrupting Blood immunity, Chill Freeze immunity, Stun and Block immunity slash recovery, High Chaos Res. You shouldn't be relying on Flax, but those modifiers do come up rare, so that's not too bad. And you should overcap your maximum resistances by around 30%, and that will help you. The builds that would be good for this, builds that are tanky. The tankier your build, you can spec into the survival and ring ones, so you actually don't have to fight much. Um, Builds that are tanky with a headhunter, especially, I believe that a good headhunter build will be better than a good mage blood build for this because there's a lot of rares, there's modifiers that add more modifiers to those rares, which you can then steal um, and you know, blitz down easily. I'm going to leave this tree in the description. I'll leave this sheet. I'll leave both sheets in the description. And yeah,